Alright, welcome back to my massive Blu-ray collection videos. Whoa, I have to do this in order to fit it all in there. There we go. Look at that. So, we're just down to the first, we did the first two kind of sections here. Next, alright, so this should go potentially a little bit faster. Hopefully I get through this a lot quicker. Okay, so Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, Scott Pilgrim, seen those. Firefly and Serenity, definitely seen those. I more recently hadn't seen a lot of Quentin Tarantino's movies, but I went through and watched them individually up to Kill Bill. But I watched Reservoir Dogs, excellent movie. Pulp Fiction, also excellent movie. Jackie Brown, love that movie. The two Kill Bills are pretty good. I think comparatively, like, I actually kind of felt like, because it was the Kill Bill movies and Inglourious Basterds that got me into Quentin Tarantino. I had never watched his older stuff, but I think his older stuff is actually a lot better than his newer stuff. I don't know. I felt like after watching these three movies that Kill Bill was not as good. But that, I don't know. I'll have to watch Kill Bill Part 2. I still haven't watched that yet. Well, I mean, I've seen it before, but okay, so yeah, up to Kill Bill, saw that. I haven't seen Grindhouse. This is the Robert Rodriguez movie. Death Proof was Quentin Tarantino's, and the other one, Planet Terror, was Robert Rodriguez's. So I haven't seen either of those. Inglourious Basterds, Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace. Actually, both of these movies are in this, but I still have those there anyway. So Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, The Thing. This is the prequel, and this is the original. I watched these, actually. I bought both of these, had never seen either of them. Watched the original first, and then the prequel. The original is far superior to the prequel. But anyway, Hangover Part 2, seen both of those. Due Date, really like that movie, saw that. Pitch Black, Riddick, Chronicles of Riddick, seen those. Hellboy 2, watch those. We're just gonna be like a lot of watch that. Sixth Sense, Unbreakable Signs, those are M. Night Shyamalan movies, the ones of his that I like. I've seen those. As you know, Bond month failed miserably because it was I started it at a time that I could not focus on doing special videos like that took up that much time. So for those asking about Bond month, I just didn't have time to do it, and I never really kind of said outright outside of like Twitter that I wasn't going to do it anymore. But I'll eventually probably get back to doing more kind of Danz News Reviews style reviews like that, probably, where it's me talking, just sitting down in a chair and reviewing. Sorry, there's a lot of talking I'm doing right now. My talking lung is running out. So I've seen a lot of the Bond movies, but not all of them. So one day, Skyfall was excellent, by the way. This is my Disney section, which slowly turns into the 3D section towards the end. So got Lion King. That was the first movie I ever remember seeing in theaters. Beauty and the Beast, definitely seen that. This is actually kind of random. It's The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under on Blu-ray. Now, I have never seen the original Rescuers movie, but when I was a kid, we had Rescuers Down Under on VHS, and I watched that movie a lot, and I love that movie. And I've tried watching the original Rescuers, but it's kind of not as good. So I haven't seen much of The Rescuers, but I have definitely seen The Rescuers Down Under. James and the Giant Peach, I've seen that. Pixar short films. They actually just came out with the second collection or whatever. But I've seen the first one. I've watched all of the ones in the first collection. Haven't watched them on the second collection yet. But I've seen probably them with the actual movies they aired in. Although they don't have all of their shorts run in front of their movies. But anyway, Bug's Life, seen that. Incredibles, seen that. WALL-E. I've seen all the Disney movies, actually, except for Brave. No, I haven't seen Brave. But these animated Disney movies, I've seen them all. WALL-E, Toy Story, Up, Love Up, Love Up. I love Up. Up is amazing. Brave, haven't watched that yet. Just got that recently. A Christmas Carol, that's the Jim Carrey, Robert Zemeckis film. I actually like that one a lot. Saw that in theaters, and I liked it. Tron Legacy, John Carter. I haven't watched John Carter yet, so I haven't seen John Carter. I bought this actually right after I got my 3D Blu-ray player, and haven't watched it yet. So, bloop. Tintin, I've seen that. I've done a Danz News review on it. Legend of the Guardians, The Owls of Ga'Hoole in 3D. I saw that in theaters. Green Hornet, I watched that. That was one of the first 3D Blu-rays I watched of mine. That movie was not that great. Green Hornet, iRobot 3D, I've seen that. I haven't watched it in 3D yet. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, haven't watched that yet. But I've heard mixed things about it. But I like the director. The guy who directed it directed Wanted, so I really liked Wanted. Clash of the Titans and Wrath of the Titans. I've seen Clash of the Titans. I saw it in theaters, and I haven't seen Wrath of the Titans yet. Whoop. Man, this is quite the undertaking going through all these individually. Okay, so Citizen Kane. I have heard a million times over that this is one of the best films ever made. I have never seen it ever. And so I decided to get the special edition Blu-ray release. Still haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to. I promise. For those of you who are like, oh, when you heard me say I haven't seen this, I will watch it eventually. Taxi Driver, I have seen. Good movie. JFK, Green Mile, Dr. Strangelove, Big Lebowski. Seen all those. All excellent movies in their own right. Avatar, Titanic. Avatar, there's actually a 3D version in there that I put in with the special edition that I bought separately and put in there. I know, I'm a sucker. I liked Avatar, actually. It wasn't it wasn't an amazing film, but it was by no means a bad film in my eyes. Titanic 3D, limited edition. Still haven't watched that yet. I mean, I've seen the Titanic. I saw it twice when I was in theaters when I was young. Titanic 3D. Haven't watched the 3D yet. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Social Network, I watched those. Saving Private Ryan, Gladiator, I've seen those. I have not seen Braveheart. I've seen parts of Braveheart. I've seen a lot of it on TV, but I have not watched it ever by itself. So, yep. To Kill a Mockingbird, love that movie. Seen that. Apollo 13, seen King Kong, I've seen it. Jaws, I've seen it. Blues Brother, I've never watched it. But there's a few reviewers. Well, there's a reviewer that I watch, and he highly recommends it because it's a movie he grew up watching, and I've always had a passing interest in the Blues Brothers. I've just never leapt to actually commit to watch it. But I like Jim Belushi and I like Dan Aykroyd, so Blues Brothers. Boop. Then I got these collection things. This collection, it's three. These are all 3 movie collections. The Losers, Rock and Rolla, and Shoot 'Em Up. Oh, son of a bitch! Shoot 'Em! I have Shoot 'Em Up. Okay, well, further down on this list, I actually have Shoot 'Em Up by itself on Blu-ray. God, I'm so bad about buying. There's been a couple instances, and I actually have Blu-rays over there that are repeats that I've bought more than once. And I figured I would do some sort of trivia thing down the road where I would give the repeats away. But okay, so anyway, I have not seen The Losers. I have not seen Rock-a-Rolla, and I have seen Shoot 'Em Up. Shoot 'Em Up is such a ridiculous movie, but I actually liked it. Oh God, I can't believe I bought that again. So, Swordfish, haven't seen. Point Break, haven't seen. Executive Decision, have seen. Friday the 13th. This is like a horror trilogy, or not trilogy thing, but Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. I think that's the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. Yes, these are all the remakes. I think, yeah. Okay, so Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy vs. Jason. I've seen Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake, and Freddy vs. Jason, but I have not seen the remake of Friday the 13th. Freddy vs. Jason is just a ridiculous movie, and Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake, wasn't that great. The 3 Ninja Turtles movies, Turtles, Secret of the Ooze, and then the third one, which was but I love the Ninja Turtles movies. Grew up watching those, except for the third one. This is kind of random, and I actually saw this at Walmart the other day. It's just Blu-ray westerns. Hondo, I have seen when I was really young. I don't remember much about that movie, but did see Hondo. Have seen True Grit, the original. Have not seen Once Upon a Time in the West, but grew up watching westerns with my dad, mainly John Wayne westerns, and Haven't seen Once Upon a Time in the West. So, bloop, bloop, bloop. E.T., love that movie. That's my grandfather's favorite movie. Hey, I'm looking at this thing, and it's detecting faces. Just these two. Just Robert De Niro and one of the Olsens. The younger Olsen. Elizabeth Olsen, I believe. Anyway, E.T., excellent movie. Grandfather's favorite movie. Chronicle, have seen it. All right. Snow White and the Huntsman, I haven't watched this yet, but I actually thought that looked kind of good. Iron Sky. Iron Sky, I've been waiting for years, ever since I saw their original trailer they released. If you don't know the history of this movie, it had a really interesting history. It's actually about, the movie is about Nazis in 1945 escaping to the moon and staying there until now, and then coming back. So that's interesting. But yes, Iron Sky, I still haven't watched this. I'm terrible for not watching this yet, but I will eventually watch Iron Sky. The Gray, I've seen that a few times. That was actually the first movie we all went and saw when we moved to the Creature House. I had actually seen it before I moved to the Creature House, and then I told the guys we need to go see that. Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. That is a movie that I thought looked good from the trailer and haven't watched yet. Dictator, haven't watched that yet. MacGruber, I have seen that. But it had a few funny moments in there. But James said The Dictator wasn't that great. Night and Day, I've heard good things. That's the Tom Cruise, Cameron Diaz movie. I'm not a big fan of Cameron Diaz, but I got it anyway because I like the guy who directed it. Warrior, saw it, good movie. Silent House, still haven't watched it yet. Funnily enough, both movies have Elizabeth Olsen in them. That's kind of weird that they're next to each other. That was unintentional. Silent House, haven't watched that yet. Red Lights, haven't watched that yet. Cabin in the Woods, very good movie. Really liked it. Saw that in theaters. Hunger Games, still haven't watched that yet. Unknown, haven't watched that yet. Contraband, have seen it, not a good movie. This is actually a movie we got for the hub, and I did a review on it, and then I don't think I ever posted. No, I didn't post that. That was a while ago. That was weird. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, did a Danz News review on that, have seen it. Shame, this is I really like Michael Fassbender, so I had heard interesting things. It's essentially a movie where his character is addicted to sex, and I guess he's naked in it at some point. But I got it because I really like Michael Fassbender, and I've heard from some of my favorite reviewers that it's an excellent movie, so I figured I had to check it out. Dances with Wolves, I still haven't watched Shame. Dances with Wolves, haven't watched it, but again, heard good things. Haywire, have watched it, not a good movie, not that great movie, but it's directed by Steven Soderbergh, and I really like his movies. He does like the Ocean's movies. He also did, well, I'm coming up on it. Well, he's actually, I have a couple of his movies, more than a couple of his movies, but Haywire wasn't that great. Cowboys and Aliens, have seen it. Zodiac, again, it was one of those movies back in the day that I really wanted to see, never got to see it, so haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to. The Artist, also another movie, really wanted to see it, haven't watched it yet. Gone Baby Gone, I really like The Town, and I really like Ben Affleck's direction in The Town, but I haven't watched Gone Baby Gone yet. That was his first movie. Warhorse here. Warhorse, can you? War. There we go. Warhorse. Warhorse. Excellent movie. Loved that movie. Very good movie. Super 8, good movie. Fight Club, I've never watched all the way through. I mean, I've probably through just watching it on TV in parts at many different times. I've seen it all, but I've never sat down and watched it all the way through. But I've definitely seen the end, so I know what happens. This is really random. This is a really random movie, but I got it because I like it. 10 Things I Hate About You. Julia Stiles and the late Heath Ledger. Where is he? The late Heath Ledger. Very much a teen movie, but I enjoyed it when I was young, so I got it. The A-Team, have not seen that yet. I heard very mixed things, so, I figured I'd give it a watch. Figured it might be a fun movie. I don't know. I like the actors in it. Got Bradley Cooper, that MMA guy, I think, and Charlton Copley, a.k.a. Coots. That's totally Coots. You can't tell me that's not Coots. That's Coots right there. and Liam Neeson. So, you know, I like the actors in that, and you know, it might be good. It was actually directed by the same guy who directed The Grey, so The Grey also has Liam Neeson in both. Okay, The Watch, have not watched that yet, so I have not watched The Watch. James wants to watch that, so maybe eventually. Good Will Hunting, I've seen chunks of it. I have not seen it all the way through, and I figured, hey, I like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and Robin Williams, so how about them apples? Hatfields and the McCoys. This was another Amazon deal. This was like a TV miniseries that looked interesting, so I got it because it was cheap. Battleship. That's not even hard to zoom in on. Battleship. Anyway, Battleship. Have not watched it yet. I got it for shits and giggles. Yep. Shawshank Redemption, one of the best movies ever and forever. I have seen it. 3:10 to Yuma, have seen it. Excellent movie. American Psycho. It's funny, two different, maybe this is like the same kind of series. Maybe it's like Platinum series. Oh yeah, it is. It's the same kind of like thing. 3:10 to Yuma, American Psycho. American Psycho is one of my favorite movies. I actually showed that to James more recently, and he kind of was confused by it by the end, but I love that movie. That movie's excellent. The Machinist, I've seen that, and that's another one I recommend pretty strongly with American Psycho. American Psycho, it's a very weird movie. It's a very dark movie, but I find it hilarious. That movie's hilarious. It's not hilariously bad. It's just hilariously weird. I don't know. He's crazy. He's crazy in that movie. It's called American Psycho. See, this is like, these are all, well, once you get to the non-slipcases, the only reason these are all here is because they're all slipcased. The non-slipcased ones, where it starts, these are kind of like my favorites. So Shawshank, 3:10 to Yuma, pretty much most of these I highly recommend. The Machinist, Professional, love that movie. That's my brother's favorite. No Country for Old Men, excellent movie. Pride and Glory. Whenever I say excellent movie, that means I've seen it, so I'm not going to say excellent movie, I've seen it. Pride and Glory, excellent. These are all excellent movies. Shutter Island, Frost Nixon, Minority Report, Law Abiding Citizen, Moneyball. I actually saw Moneyball on a plane. I had it on Blu Ray sitting at home, hadn't watched it yet. Saw it on the ride to or from Germany. I think it was to Germany. Excellent movie. Again, running almost 20 minutes, so the next rack I'm going to come back to in another part. So thank you for watching. Sorry this is boring for some of you, but I'm assuming if you watch these two parts all the way through that you're one of the ones who wants to watch them. So thank you for watching. Next rack coming next whenever I post it. I am Dan.